Ladies and gentlemen, in this video I'm going to be explaining and breaking down and discussing what happened before and what I think is going to happen after this Easter egg cutscene. Obviously, I've explained and broken down every cutscene in Call of Duty Zombies, as well as breaking down the entire storyline, so if you're new to that, definitely subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. We got an Easter egg cutscene. We got the Easter egg completed on Zetsubou and Shima day 1 by Fantastical Gamers team. It was him, it was Starburst, and of course it was Giovanna, and those three actually sort of completed the Easter egg first, and honestly it was spectacular. The fact that they did it so quick is just like, they do deserve a massive congratulations and a massive thank you as well. So I'm going to let you take a look at this cutscene, then I'm going to be breaking it down shortly after, as well as explaining a bit what happened before and a bit about all of the other Easter eggs that relate to what happens after, and of course this cutscene as well. So let's take a look at this cutscene.
Your eyes, I recognize them. Almost as though they were my own. Takeo Musaki, I did not believe I would find you in such a place. I was a warrior. I fought many great battles for the glory of our nation, for the honor of the dying samurai spirit. I was a hero. I share this memory. I have lived many of the same victories. I later learned that my victories were unwelcome. His betrayal was driven by petty jealousy. He knew I could endure anything, that I feared not even my own death. Punishment is one thing. This is cruelty. Who could be so evil as to desire another soul to endure such suffering? Who amongst us could be so dishonorable? Are you so blinded by your own loyalty? The orders came from the Emperor himself. My life, my path, is built upon a lie. This realm may have been corrupted and consumed by evil, but we possess the power to change things. The better tomorrow is only possible if we blow away the ashes of the past. None of us choose the means by which mercy will find us. But I am at peace. I understand what must be done. Will you be my kaishakunin? It is my honor.
One to go. Guess it's you next, Nikolai.
Nein. There is something else we must do. There is a chain of events that must be set in motion.
Honestly, one of the best cutscenes ever. Like, there's just so much, like, gone into this cutscene, and the fact that there's like a lot of emotions there for characters that we're so attached to as well. Honestly, so cool. And you actually see sort of Richtofen being a bit sympathetic as well, which is the first time we've ever seen him being anything like that in the zombie storyline. So it's definitely really cool. So let's talk about what happens before this. Obviously, we have the map of origins way back. Let's take that as the starting point. We have the map of origins where our 4 characters are all put together and where they start their quest. We free Samantha from Agartha and we figure out all about these timelines and stuff. Then our characters seem to split up. Richtofen gains knowledge and stuff from the Chronorium, which we still have to sort of find more information about. Then we know arrives in Shadows of Evil and takes the summoning key after previously being to Mob of the Dead. Actually, that's why he has the blood vials. That still has to be cleared up, and I'd say it will be in a future DLC. But Richtofen comes in, takes the summoning key in Shadows of Evil. I'm basically going over the entire story here. Takes the summoning key from Shadows of Evil, leaves, heads right on into the giant, kills himself, and basically puts his older self soul into the summoning key. We travel on then to Der EISENDRACHE, and we complete the Der EISENDRACHE Easter egg, and Dempsey must then do the same, and Richtofen then reveals exactly what he'd done with the summoning key, and exactly why it's all necessary, and we then take Dempsey's soul and put that in the summoning key. And then we roll onto this cutscene where we now locate the older Takeo, and we must do the exact same to him, and he knows we are from the future. He knows why this is possible. He's really wise. He's a really proud guy. He knows what's up. He knows what has to be done, and he just takes it all in the chin and sort of just helps Takeo execute himself, and then they sort of put his soul into the summoning key as well. Then the cutscene fades out and we get a very interesting quote from Richtofen. I'm going to come back to that in just a second, but just for what happens in the cutscene, it's pretty self-explanatory. Takeo gets sort of hit with the fact that the Emperor betrayed his older self in a different dimension, and the Emperor was sort of corrupt and bad all along, and the Emperor is just not a nice guy, and Takeo just hates the fact that he was so loyal to this Emperor, and basically the Emperor is an asshole, and Takeo is just, he's basically just all up for the good vibe, and the Emperor basically just isn't a nice guy, and that's what pisses Takeo off the most, and the fact that he's dedicated most of his life to sort of serving the Emperor as well. And then Takeo, on the verge of a mental breakdown, sort of clears things up in his own mind, sort of gets rid of the cloudiness, and he's like, what must be done, and then they proceed to take the older Takeo, trap him in the summoning key, and then coming back to the quote, I'm going to replay it right now, and then I'm going to explain exactly what it means.
3 down, 1 to go. Guess it's you next, Nikolai.
Nein. There is something else we must do. There is a chain of events that must be set in motion.
So obviously, if you notice the whole pattern, we took out the older Richtofen, then the older Dempsey, and now the older Takeo. Who's next? It's going to be the older Nikolai, and we know he's located in the Battle of Stalingrad, and that's where we assume DLC 3 is going to be. But Richtofen says there must be a certain, there's a certain chain of events that must be set in motion before they can attend to the older Nikolai. Whether or not this means that we're going to get like a cutscene or something like that before DLC 3, which is going to be set in Stalingrad, or we have DLC 3 and DLC 4 is going to be the sort of final DLC, the big Battle of Stalingrad, and that's the way they're sort of going to finish up and round up the storyline. Like, honestly, it had, I don't know what way to take it. Like, it could mean either of those things, or maybe there is a further Easter egg, which I doubt with the amount that sort of got put into this Easter egg, but there could be an Easter egg after this that is sort of relating to the chain of events, or it could be related to ciphers, or maybe a knock-on effect of other Easter eggs and other maps. I honestly can speculate and theorize all day, but from what I can guess, DLC 4 is going to be sort of Nikolai, and DLC 3 may be a return of an old map, or maybe sort of other characters or older characters returning, or maybe even something to do with Mob of the Dead, because I think I'm just feeling Mob of the Dead has more to it than like what we originally thought. Obviously, this is Treyarch thrown in a little cliffhanger, so we are theorizing and making up ideas and throwing out theories and stuff like that. Let me know all of yours down in the comment section below. We'll have a bit of a discussion. I thought this was definitely worth explaining. I wanted to clear up a few things for those of you new to the storyline, and if you are new to the storyline, this is probably one of the best places for you. If you have any questions as well, I'll be guaranteed to of course reply to you, and if not, I'll probably make a video regarding your question. Without further ado, I am going to leave it here. Once again, subscribe if you're new, smash the like button if you did enjoy and learn something, and I will see you all in another video very soon.